It's the season preview that no Detroit Red Wing really wanted, or Red Wing fan really wanted. A season preview of the Detroit Red Wings.
What?
Well, we all see the roster, don't we?
Oh my God!
We all see what's happening here, don't we?
Well, okay.
You must.
Outside of goaltending, which I would like to get to, it is virtually
a season preview. We don't do goaltending.
Right. It is virtually the same team.
And let's talk about how that team finished last year, because they were excellent. Just ask Detroit Red Wing fans who are definitely not fed up.
You're lower on this team than I am. I'm not this negative.
86 points last year. BetMGM is wondering what you think. I'm just pulling it up because I pulled up the wrong team. Here it is, Detroit. 86 points last year. What do you guys think BetMGM has them at?
89.5.
That's probably, right in there. I'll go 87.5.
84.5. And I'm taking
wow.
And I am taking the under.
I will take the over.
And I love John Gibson. I think he'll be great for this team. I just don't think this is a great team. Steve, are you over or are you under 84.5?
I'm going to talk out of both sides of my mouth a lot in this preview, maybe more than any other team. Over, which flies right in the face of where I have them ranked.
And what's hilarious about this is, everybody's giving me crap about my Ducks playoff take. The Ducks only finished with 3 fewer wins in terms of points than what they're projected to be. Ducks had an 80-point season last year. Detroit had an 86. It ain't that different, guys. So I think look at this.
Apples and oranges, different conference.
Okay.
Different
all right.
Yeah.
All right.
That's not.
Well, okay. I'll say this in Detroit's and everyone's defense.
They don't have any.
When we
after cider.
When we started these previews, we lived in a different world in terms of the NHL. The Atlantic is a mess right now. A total mess. Tampa's got so many questions because of injury. Florida has way more questions because of injury. The Leafs, I think, are still pretty good. They lost the 5th leading scorer from the NHL last year.
Yep.
Boston is a wild card, not a wild card team.
They might be a wild card team.
Montreal and Ottawa both have questions. Buffalo has the talent, but will they continue to be Buffalo? It might be the hardest division to pick.
Well, let's since we're on Detroit, let's look at the goaltending here. Combined age of 70 years old, John Gibson and Cam Talbot. The combined cap hit of $8.9 million. Now, I think, guys, John Gibson's a really good pickup for this team. He is a goalie that they've been looking for.
And taking him and, I was going to say Talbot can take starts away from him. That's not really true on account of Gibson was number 2 to Dostal last year, but Gibson can take starts away from him. Mm-hmm. I said they were virtually the same team in net. I think they're far better.
No question.
Yeah.
No question.
And that'll get you points.
Last year with 7 goalies, right? They were
right.
We don't know who's going to take this. And inevitably, you'd think, hey, one of these guys is going to take this torch and run with it. None of them did. It was just not a great position for them last year. I think with Cam Talbot and John Gibson, you're solidified. That, you can rely on that. You kind of know what you're getting.
I don't look at the age or worry about it too much.
I just thought it was a cool stat.
It's definitely a cool stat. But you're fine right now. You got a guy like Sebastian Cossa in waiting. It's better than it was last year, and that's the beginning, middle, and end of it.
Do you not think that a goaltender like John Gibson can transform this team entirely? Because I'm on the opinion the fact that they have him and he had a 9-12 on the Ducks on a terrible Ducks team, if he's able to prop them up to a point where they haven't been in the last decade where they get really solid goaltending, it might not take a lot after that to boost them to a playoff spot.
Honestly, Jesse, because listen, I'll spoil it right now. I have them 7th. And
pretty low.
But I also have them over on 84.5, which those two things aren't compatible. If they finish above that, they will not finish 7th in the division. That's not going to happen.
It'd be kind of weird.
I think I keep using this term. They're going to be right in the hunt. They're usually in the hunt. I expect them to be right in the hunt, deep into March, maybe into April. and then we'll see.
Jesse, when I look at your John Gibson thing, and I do agree with you, I do think he transforms the position. The one question mark I'm going to have, and I have the same question for the Leafs goaltending, by the way, is the last time John Gibson played over 30 games, he had an .888 save percentage. And last year, behind Lucas Dostal, that's a year and a half ago.
That team sucked.
Yeah, last year's team wasn't good either, but he had better numbers in fewer games. I want to know what he's going to do with a defense core that looked at itself. We got the last year of Ben Sherratt. We got the last year of Justin Hall. We know that Eric Gustafsson doesn't play defense. So who do we need to add? Travis Hamonic.
So here, can you read it out?
Their defense?
Just their whole decor.
Okay, I'll just read it out. I'm not reading out pairings. Sider, amazing.
Great.
Ben Sherratt, great if you're going to the playoffs. Justin Hall, vibes guy, really good person. Won't play much. Eric Gustafsson.
Fine.
Albert Johansson.
Fine.
Travis Hamonic.
Fine.
Simon Edvinsson.
On the ups.
Jacob Bernard-Docker, who was highly touted in Ottawa for many years and is now 25. Can you believe that?
Fine. Yeah.
Fine is kind.
It is a...
not about Jacob Bernard-Docker, but we're talking about the whole defense corps.
It is very much Mo Sider and his band of merry men. Yeah. Like, he's unreal.
We're about to see how good Mo Sider is carrying this defense corps. Like, you can't... This is the problem for me with Detroit, is you can't look at that defense corps and go, that's anywhere near the playoffs. Anaheim's defense corps last year is better than what Detroit's is this year overall.
It's the number one thing about them. Like, because you look at them up front, I don't think they're anything spectacular, but they're good. I like their goaltending. That decor is terrible. It's really not strong. And what's weird about Detroit and the season that they're about to have, I think Steve Yzerman tried to spend more money than he did. Mm-hmm. He couldn't. They have $12 million. Just shy of $12 million.
Nothing to spend it on. And Detroit did not used to be a hard place to sell people on, but the direction of this franchise, you have to call into question.
I mean, if you had an option for a 1 or 2 year deal, wait. I think they'll end up fine. I do. Not this year. Not this year.
The leeway I'm willing to give this team in that we can't take too much from last year is that we forget they fired Derek Lalonde at the end of December.
Yes. Yep.
And Todd McClellan, they were a better team under him.
They had a good first 10 games under him, no question.
They did. The beginning of the season was a disaster, and there's a reason that McClellan got fired. And
Lalonde.
Sorry, Lalonde is the name's backwards. There's a reason Lalonde got fired, and under McClellan, they look like a little bit of a better team. And they had a tough stretch to end the season. I know from March 1st on, they had like the 27th
count.
They had like the 22nd or 27th best record in the league. Like they were bad.
And that's the time when they should have been good.
Exactly. They had a great stretch from when he was hired till about Four Nations, and then after that, they weren't that great, and they weren't really challenging for the playoff spot. So I wonder now, full camp under a new head coach, they can get the things sorted that they need to get sorted. Maybe this team's taking a little bit of a step here.
Well, and you know what? That's really what needs to happen. There needs to be a step taken. And I think you look at their top two lines and you don't hate it. I mean, Larkin, Raymond, Soderblom, DeBrincat, Casper, Kane. Maybe JT Compher moves up, but
they're going to get some improvement from within with young guys.
Yeah.
Like Soderblom and Casper. Yeah,
and that's not our friend Arvid Soderblom, who always shuts out the Leafs in Chicago. Yes. That's a different Soderblom. But I look at so that's good. You are missing a bona fide NHL second line center, but maybe JT Compher takes some of the defensive starts away from Casper and switches. There's plenty of things a coach can do. Compher, Appleton. I've always liked Mason Appleton, but ultimately, is Mason Appleton changing your franchise? And if he is,
it's a solid middle six.
Yeah, but if Mason Appleton's changing your franchise is probably not in the best place.
Yeah.
And so I look at that third line. I'm like, that's a solid third line. It's fine.
Sure.
Van Riemsdyk, still great to see James Van Riemsdyk. I will never not love him. Back in the division. Rasmussen and Bergen. It's just what it's lacking to me, guys, outside of Larkin, Raymond, DeBrincat, and Kane, who's had a great year last year, is that what else factor? And at 29 years old,
it's too good of a league. I think is what you're getting at. Like, they're fine. The teams that it's so rare to look at a team on paper and be like, this is hot garbage. This team
There are
stinks.
always good players.
Or like maybe there's part of it, but overall the team is fine. Like I kind of think Detroit falls into that category. If you look at a roster and go, it's fine, they're bad. Like it's too good of a league.
And here's the other question. You guys always, or Steve, you always kind of harp on this, and I think it's a smart one. And I want you both to answer this question in your own way.
Okay.
What is, if there is one to be had, the identity of the Detroit Red Wings this year? What do they stand for? If you were to take 60 people who watch hockey regularly, what would they say about the Detroit Red Wings to a person?
I'll tell you what it ought to be.
Give it to me.
It ought to be a fast skating rushing team.
Okay.
Capable of scoring. They have the puck more than they don't.
Jesse.
I think there's an opportunity there where you named, like, you're saying, okay, they're kind of missing the thing for this team. I think the identity of this team is they have an opportunity for a trio or a quartet of young guys to take control of this team and make this a good, relatively decent scoring team who plays some solid defense. If you look at Raymond and Casper up front, they can take another step in their career. And if you go Sider and Edvinsson at the back end, there's two young talents who can take the next step in their career. So, like, if you want to go five guys, add Larkin to that, who's the aged, who's the veteran who's there, who's the first line center, who's always going to be there. So you can hand this team over to Raymond, Casper, Edvinsson, and Sider and have that young crew be the identity of the team.
I want to solidify your point about Todd McClellan. For some reason, HockeyDB didn't have it. They were 26, 18, and 3.
It's a good record, man.
Under McClellan, like well above. I mean, Derek Lalonde was fired. They were below 500, and by the end of the season, they were above.
Yeah. I'm going to caution this.
So,
and then,
I mean, the same thing happened with Bruce Boudreau with the Vancouver Canucks.
Sure.
Took over at the same time. Canucks went on a winning streak.
It's hard to put too much stock
Bruce,
in
there it is. Sorry, I got to see a full season.
yeah, and that stretch from March 1st on that I was referring to before, they're 27th in the league, 9-12-2. So if you take that stretch from when McClellan was hired from the end of December to March 1st, they're a really good hockey team. It's just they had a couple really stinkers stretches in the season.
Couldn't you say that about most teams, though?
Yes, but this one, they made a wholesale change in the coaching staff. And I think like team defense has to be such a big thing that they emphasize during this training camp and for the season, because they were dead last in penalty kill. And that's something that you can coach people to be good at.
You sure can.
And the coaching staff who was there last year didn't do it. Now you've got a full training camp with them. So let's hope they fix that. They also were 21st in goals against and 22nd in goals for.
So that
I was going to say
lot.
the fewest goals for in the Atlantic.
There's a lot of issues there that they can solve, that they need to be solving this year if they want to take a step.
something I'm keeping an eye on is this.
Sorry, they were ahead of the Bruins.
Something I'm keeping
bad.
an eye on is this is Dylan Larkin's 10th season. Well, it's season 11, really, because he started in 15-16. He has played 5 playoff games his entire career. 734 games with the Red Wings. 5.
700. That baby-faced child.
I know. He's 29 years old. He's on a good
been
contract.
there for so long.
And
yeah.
this is the question. He's going to be an Olympian this year, assuming he's healthy.
He was great at Four Nations.
How long before Dylan Larkin says, okay, enough? Uncle.
No. He's got
does he want to play in the playoffs
He's
ever?
got 5 years left on his deal. I was trying to allude. It's Larkin and the 4 kids who I think are going to be really good.
Okay.
That's the core of this team, and they've got to see what they got with these guys. I don't think Larkin's even close to leaving Detroit.
So then this is my thing.
And we're running up on 15 minutes.
Yes.
Wow.
Sorry. I have to say this about Detroit before we get to the predictions. The league is better when Detroit's good.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's always better when the Red Wings are good, and it's been a shame how we've been robbed of that for the last decade. So, Jesse, Steve, where do you have them ranked this year?
I need to see more before I have them ranked higher than 7th. It wouldn't shock me at all if they were higher, but 7th.
Jesse.
I'm going 6.
I am super low on the Detroit Red Wings. I have them last in the division.
Below Buffalo?
I think Buffalo's better.
Wow.
Yeah, I really do. So, we'll get to that preview later. This is the Detroit Red Wings preview, and I'm sorry in advance.